Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Aulan Nisa and I'm gonna talk about is the privilege of determining one's success. Privilege are often interpreted as rights that are inherent in person from birth to make it easier to achieve success. There are various forms of privilege, but in general, a person is considered to have privilege if she or he comes from an established family, has access to education, and enjoys health insurance. The Smeru Research Institute, an independent research institute that was established in 2001 and focuses on research and public policy studies. The institute presented the results of their study regarding the causal relationship between living poor as children and their income as adults. This study has been published at the ADB Institute, a leading think tank in Asia, in a study entitled Effect of Growing Up Poor on Labor Market Outcomes. Evidence from Indonesia. The Smear Research Institute sampled children aged 8 until 17 years in 2000. 17% of the sample were children from poor families. The agency then looked at their earnings in 2014 when they were 22 until 31 years old. As a result, children from poor families have about 87% lower income than children from prosperous families when they grow up. I once read a book, and the book told a story from one of the lecturers in the class about success because of the privilege of family. And at the time, the lecturer played a game with his student. The lecturer put a trash basket in front of the class, then asked his student to throw a ball from the paper and put in the basket. Then student behind row protest. It's really good for the student sitting in the front row. It must be easier because the distance is closer. Finally, the game started. After a while, the basket began to fill with paper balls, and then the game was stopped. The lecturer then started to explain. The ball that goes into the basket signifies the success of the student who sits in the front in the sections describing people with privilege getting more benefits from winning the lottery of life. Born from the right womb, but they have to throw if they want to succeed. Can they fail? Of course. Are they easier to success? Right. Then those who sit in the big row are those who lose in the lottery of life. Born from a womb that is not right, but can they be successful? Of course. But more difficult, much harder. They have to throw more and cover longer distance and have to feel more when compared to the person sitting in the front. In the end, we can also build our own privilege. Jack Ma, a billionaire from China, is an example of successful person who doesn't come from a privileged family. Before his success, Jack Ma was just a poor teacher as well as an English translator. His hard work is what makes him able to give privilege to his descendants. Changing the mindset, the first way to have the faith of success. As Steve Siebold wrote in his book How Rich People Think to Be Rich, we must learn to think like rich people. Once the mindset is ingrained, money can begin to flow. How the courage to step out of your comfort zone. When we want to more decent life, it means we have to be ready to get out of our comfort zone. Take a more challenging job. Don't be satisfied with what has been produced. Cultivate the thought that we want to grow bigger, so we must continue to be challenged ourselves. Okay, that's my critical thinking about is the privilege of determining one's success. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.